Hi guys. Um, I'm back. Sort of. I know nobody's here right now, but I also know that I'm a minute early, so hopefully a few of you'll find me, even though I haven't been on for so long. Um, I did want to show you this, and I do sort of plan on trying to work on this for a little while until a few people get here before I do my little journal page. I was trying to make the camera come in a little closer, which doesn't always seem to work. Um, and everything seems to be super slow. I didn't stream last weekend because our internet was gone when we got up in the morning, and it didn't come back until like 4:30 in the afternoon. So it was gone for a long time. Um, Everything about it seems to be very, very slow. Somebody just came in, but I can't see because, hi, Lisa. Um, I know there's a few of you here. There we go. Now maybe the camera will let me do what I want it to do. Come on. I don't know. This computer seems to have decided it's. Hmm. Okay, that might work. Hi, Joyce. Thanks, Lisa. Um, I'm exhausted. Uh, it's been kind of wild around here. And Lisa, I'm sorry I didn't message you back the other day. I saw your message. I was in the middle of something, couldn't answer, and I slap out forgot. And I'm sorry. Um, I was trying to find my laundry room the other day, and I don't know where this came from, honestly. I really don't. But I thought, okay, I'm going to go ahead and color these little guys and finish them and make them and just shrink them, and they would be cute charms on journals. That may be where why I decided to get them. Don't know. um, I can't imagine I spent $2 on them, but you know how that goes. It has little, looks like they're for key rings, stuff like that. Has colored pencils. I am not going to use colored pencils, but um, and I don't know. I don't remember doing this one, so I don't think I did. I think it must have been something I picked up somewhere. Anyways, there's some cute little things in here, and I thought they'd make cute little journal charms, so I just thought I'd color them in and shrink them. I might not shrink them today because I didn't bother to get out a big thing. We've been trying to unload the motorhome the last few days because it's going to have to be transported back to Indiana. So that was what took us so long coming home. We were in Indiana trying to get some repairs done, and then we came home only to find out that we have to send it back. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna use Sharpies rather than these colored pencils, and we'll see how it goes because okay, well, maybe I thought we were going to use Sharpies. Probably not. That one's going in the trash, huh? This is what happens when you don't use your stuff. This little kit's already got the plastic scruffed up, kind of like a, what do I want to say, like sanded. So when a few more people come in, guys, I am going to do a little journal page. Joyce, what have you been up to lately? The guys were supposed to mow the lawn today, but Brandon's still asleep. He didn't come home until late last night. And Jeff has another migraine, so he's asleep in the chair. There I am. Hi, Barbara. Oof. This has a very strong smell. Probably won't play along in the little book page because I have to leave in a few minutes after 12. Okay. I'm going to, I dug out some stuff for my little book page, but I thought I'd do this for a little while until people got here. Especially since I don't know that everybody knew I was going to be here. I was just saying that our internet was out last weekend, all day Sunday almost. I don't know why. Didn't seem to have any reason. Hi, Peg. I'm glad you're here for a minute. Joyce, we need to do some things like rearranging, but right now we just unloaded. I have to do that later. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. Okay. Sorry guys. Didn't that sorry. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, because we have to unload the entire camper, it half of it is in the workshop and half of it is in the house, and so it's kind of been kind of crazy around here. Okay, this is interesting. This one is dry too. Yep. If you don't use it, it just doesn't last. So you need to use your stuff, guys. I'm glad you stopped in, Peg. I haven't been on for the last few months because I've been gone. And I am, as I told everybody, I'm going to do a little journal page later. I'm going to keep that one for a little while. It's still got some juice in it. Barbara, we were not near any of that stuff. I mean, when you're in the desert doing nothing in the desert, then you don't get into that kind of stuff too much. We had lots of lovely little problems this trip, that much I'll tell you. In Williams, Arizona, near the Grand Canyon, it snowed on us. Snowed on us really, really well. And we had water come in one of our slides. And then going from Page to Kanab, we sliced open a brand spanking new $400 tire on the Jeep. While we were in Mesquite, Nevada, we tore up some bearings in the Jeep, had them fixed, and the people who fixed them didn't do a good job, so by the time we got to Des Moines, we had to have it fixed again. Somewhere while we were in the desert, it rained on us, and when it did, it came in the camper again. So, needless to say, we made arrangements to go to Elkhart, and then, like I said, it's still not fixed right. So they're going to have to, apparently they're going to have to rebuild my slide. Anyways, the Jeep, we get home, we're getting almost home, and found out that the Jeep's got, what do I call it? The frame is broke. So we're going to have to hunt a new car, which isn't a good thing. So it's been kind of a busy 2 weeks, just trying to deal with all the stuff that went wrong on the road and then dealing with the stuff that's been going on since we got home. It's a little bit exhausting, if you want to know the truth. I don't like this already, just so y'all know. It's not making me happy. Yes, Barbara, that's the truth. And the car. My mom is doing pretty good. Lisa, she's actually going to be starting physical therapy here pretty soon. They called me, and there's a new physical therapy company that has an office now in their complex where she's at. And so they will be doing they had to do an eval this coming week, and she'll be starting physical therapy, which is a really good thing. She's gotten a little less mobile, so that adding some mobility to her routine is probably a good thing. So and she's doing pretty well, Barbara. I mean, she's much more shaky than she used to be. She's not nearly as mobile as she used to be, but last year took a lot out of her. She was sick quite a bit through the winter, and it took a lot out of her. So Jeff's dad is, it's so funny. He's losing it. He's like, okay. He keeps calling Jeff's brother, and he calls like at 1:00 in the morning. And when he does that, he asks the dumbest questions like, "Where's my galvanized wash tub?" at 1:00 in the morning. The other day, he wanted his tall ladder. Okay, he's not going outdoors. Why does he need a tall ladder? And anything that like that is still there. It's not like we've taken it or moved it. He keeps calling Jeff and wanting him to take him for his driver's license, which Jeff took him in March, and they took his license away. So he can't have a driver's license. But he keeps calling Jeff and asking him for it. And it's like, okay, all right, that doesn't make any sense, Dad. So then, like I said, he's calling Perry, though, in the middle of the night to ask him for things that don't make any sense. So we get a big kick out. It's actually kind of funny. I mean, it's not, but it is. He lost his brand new glasses after he lost the first pair, and Jeff took him to get new ones. He's lost a pair of hearing aids. He keeps losing the. I bought him a call button, the kind where help, I've fallen, you can't get up, and he keeps losing it. And the other day, though, he must have found it because we found it on his dresser. We've looked all over the house for the glasses. We can't find them. Okay, I am really not liking this. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't like the colors. So, yep. That's interesting. Anyways, we've had our hands full since we got home. And then, like I said, last week the internet didn't work, and I guess coloring a turtle wasn't my best choice. I don't know. I hope everybody else is doing okay. Those of you who know, Lisa, Texas Lisa, not Alaska Lisa, is having kind of a rough time of it. She's got appointments now, and she's working to get better, but sitting, doing much of anything is hurting. So I don't know if she'll be here today or not. I don't want to get too many colors on there, but oh, I don't like that. Yuck. It might look better on camera. Okay. Last little book page was March 2nd. Um, uh, okay, we didn't leave until the 23rd. I would have thought one of mine would have been after that. Well, he'll also look different when he gets shrunk, too. That's another part of it. So we're going to leave him like that and color something else. Let's see what we can... Here, let's color this fish. But let's color him some definitely not fish colors. How's that sound? I didn't get much art done this trip except I did some doodling in my doodle book thing that I have, and I made Mom's postcards every day. I have done nothing more with them than bring them home and stick them in a package. I do need to, I got to get the books that I have already on all the other trips done. So we didn't get home in time to get blueberries, so I don't have room either because we had to take everything out of the camper freezer, and I usually use the camper freezer to store extra stuff like that. So, and it's been so hot. Oh, it's awful. Just so you know, Jamie, it's Jamie's fault. She said she and Johnny turned the heat on for us so we wouldn't be cold when we got home. It was getting hot when we were in Indiana. I will tell you that we got snowed on in Arizona, and it rained on us in the desert. It didn't start to get hot. Of course, you know, we were different places. It was nice. It was really just nice most of the time. We went back to Moab this year, which partially because we had friends that were camping with us that had never been, and partially because they had friends that lived north of Moab in near Salt Lake City, and they came down to camp with us too. So we had 3 campsites, and their friends brought in 2 UTVs. So the guys spent 2 or 3 days UTV riding, which was, they really had a good time. I don't ride UTVs in Moab because of the heights. There's too much cliff activity in Moab, so I don't like to ride there. But the guys had fun. We had to wait. I told you we blew a tire. Well, we didn't just blow a tire. We brand spanking new tire, and we were on a 2-lane road, and all of a sudden, our tire monitors. We have these things you attach to the tire, and it monitors things because, you know, when you're towing a vehicle, you don't know what's going on, and it just started screaming, and it had 0 pressure, and it's like, oh, great. So we stopped alongside the road where there really wasn't a place to stop, especially with, you know, the RV and the Jeep and the whole 9 yards. And we have 2 RVs because our friends are with us. And the guys had changed a tire, brand spanking new tire with a slice in it, big enough to shove my hand in it. Hi, Julie. Um, Worst of it all is that we changed the tire, put the spare on, but the spare, wasn't really good enough to be driving all over everywhere on because it's old and tires go bad just being old. And so I start calling around and nobody can get me that tire. And so I ended up having to go to Clear to Moab, call Clear to Moab, and they got me one, but it took a week to get it. So it was so we didn't really, I mean, we could drive the Jeep, but we didn't want to take it on any trails or anything like that for that week. It meant we had to kind of hang back and just kind of do um, a week. We rode trails with our friends because they have a Jeep too. And so we saw a lot of things. I think we talked about it. I think we saw 7 national parks this time. Okay, well, here's the part that's good, Lisa. Yes, sometimes, okay, I have a friend once that told me that God would never give me more than I could handle. Um, Honestly, it was after our first big wreck with for the 2013. And, if you can't roll with it, there's so much good and we have so much fun. But if you can't roll with it, you don't need to be there. And I do have to admit to that one, Lisa. You've got to be able to roll with it. We saw 7 national parks, I think, and I will tell you that I haven't been to the Grand Canyon. Yeah, we usually have road challenges, Peg, but it's just this one was a little rough. Um, I guess I was to the Grand Canyon when I was like 18 months old or something. I don't remember. Anyways, I hadn't been since I was old enough to recognize it. So and our friends had never been. Jeff's been when he was old enough to remember. But so we went to the Grand Canyon, but we saw 7 national parks this time, and I will tell you, Bryce Canyon is absolutely stunning. Um, I'm not fond of the big name parks. I don't like the congestion in them. They make me uncomfortable. So Bryce and Zion, Grand Canyon. I mean, we took the tour buses, but they all make me kind of uncomfortable. So I really enjoy, and so does Jeff, the national monuments. Um, the national monuments can be really, really a lot of fun, um, and we saw, I think, 16 national monuments. Um, okay, that's really interesting that it's okay. Comes out much, much better on paper than it does on this plastic. So we saw 7 national parks and I think 15 or 16 national monuments. So we did see an amazing number of things. Plus, then we saw a lot of other things that weren't, that aren't on the national register. All like, uh, was it Memorial Weekend? Is that what's in May, is Memorial Weekend? Holiday weekends are always tough to get into campgrounds. So we were trying to figure out where to stay, and we got into this little park in Nebraska that's attached to a museum. In a minute, I'm trying to remember the town. But the museum is like, I guess about 30 years old. And they have their own, the beauty is worth the trip. We did 4 national parks and actual park monuments this year. Oh, Joy Tanya's home. There you go. Is it Minden? I can't remember where it was. It's between Lincoln and some of the further west cities in Nebraska. Anyways, they have their own little campground. Not big, and man, were we snuck in there tight. You could kind of reach out our window and touch the next door neighbors. Okay, so I mean, it was snug. Okay, my fish is, I don't dislike the fish so much. I don't know. I wonder if, but their museum, we spent an entire day in the museum, and we probably could have spent more time there. It was really a lot of fun. I'm going to color one more, and then I'm going to do my little book page. Let's color this bug. Of course. I guess I'll try to use the big one. Okay, Barbara, see you later. Thanks, Julie. It was just part of this package that I found. I was trying to clean up the laundry room. Basically, I'm trying to find my laundry room. It's an absolute nightmare in there. My studio is also a nightmare. And now we have half of what was in the motorhome, you know, like all my dishes and everything that was in the motorhomes in my living room, boxed up because, you know, because we can't leave it in the motorhome. So it's all in the motorhome in there. So it's like, oh, great, just what I needed. Let's see. I think this guy needs an orange, really dark orange underbelly. Bye, Barbara. Barbara, when you're drawing on shrink plastic, one of the things that I know about shrink plastic is it shrinks, and it takes the ink and shrinks the ink as well. And acrylic paint or acrylic is going to kind of get globbed up, I'm afraid. I don't think it would work very well. I do have some Sharpie Creative markers. I bought the brush ones. I'm not sure exactly where they're at because I took them with me. So I'm not sure. They're probably behind me in a pile of stuff. But I'm afraid that the paint markers might not work so well. Bye-bye, Barbara. Anyways, the museum that we stayed at was amazing. We, of course, shopped, and if you guys haven't noticed, there's a couple of You know, Peg, it came with these. I have colored pencils. I might try some I might try some on the other ones later. Um, Now you're really going. The Sharpie ones are made from ink. But they still lay down an acrylic layer, Julie. It's probably acrylic ink like you get in a jar. I honestly don't know. So, is this one? Oh, that one's dead. Well, I guess this box of pins is probably going to get weeded out here a little bit. Um, can't remember what I was saying. I'm sorry. Well, though, Barbara, I do have to agree. They're not as thick. When they lay down on the paper, they're not as thick as, say, Posca pens. But they are an acrylic ink, so I'm not sure. I would have to try one, so maybe we'll try one, and not today. Well, we'll see. I want to do my little journal page next, so I'll set this stuff aside, and we'll do that after I finish this bug. But so we did shop, and you know, I've already done 2 thrift store hauls, and I promise you there's more. Plus, I was gifted an amazing gift while we were in Illinois. Right before we went to Indiana. Um, there was a woman. Jeff and I had gone to a garage sale, and there was a woman there, and she had bought a big pile of postcards. And Jeff was kind of pointing over his shoulder. I said, "Yeah, I know, Jeff. She beat me to them." And she goes, "Oh, do you like postcards too?" Hi, Sherry. Wish I quit making comments. Sorry about that, Barbara. Um, and I said, "Yeah." I said, I love the old antique postcards, and she has collected them all over the place. And we were talking about them, and I said I said I had some, and she said she had, you know, several thousand in her camper that she had collected this last year. They'd been on the road since last fall, and they were actually heading towards home. And they and then we're at this garage sale, and she went and got back in her car, and her car wouldn't start. They are water-based acrylic and dry permanent water resistant, fade resistant. Yeah. They are thinner though. They're more like an ink than the Posca pens. Anyway, so her car wouldn't start. Well, we already had found out that they were staying at the same campground we were staying at. So when her car wouldn't start, Jeffrey first looked at it for her, and he couldn't figure out why it wouldn't start. It was just weird. It was just gone. It wasn't the battery or anything like that. Anyhow, and Lisa, you talk about us having a problem. They had a lot more problems than we had this year. Um, and this was like the third time the car had done something. And they had really never motorhomed before until this last winter, and then they spent the winter in it. Anyway, so Jeff and I said, well, just come with us. We'll take you back to the campground and then find out what your husband wants to do and if he wants to come see about it. And apparently her son was coming. Anyways, we took her back to the campground, and then Jeff and her husband and our friend, they kind of had an idea what it might have been after the fact. They kind of figured this out, and so they went back over there, and sure enough, it was a fuse in the shifter lever. Anyways, she brought me a whole pile of the postcards that she didn't want because they weren't what she liked to collect, and those that she had doubles of. So she brought me this huge pile of postcards. So one of these days when I get a chance, I'm gonna do a video and show them to you because they're just amazing. It was just an amazing gift. I was floored. Yes, that's true, Julie. And I really like them. I've been using mine. I actually got some more, which Ollie's had some when in one of the Ollie's we were in. So you might want to check Ollie's. They just had the black and white ones, but I use more black and white ones than I do anything else anyways. So that was fine with me. Let me see if I can. Yeah. They had these. It's a 2-set. They might have had the, I don't buy anything in these but the brush tips because I've got Posca pens in the others. But I think these are like $6 something online, and they were $2.49. Yeah, Lisa, wasn't it? Was just I was like, oh, you don't have to do. She said, I'm not going to do anything with them. She said, I really and truly am not going to do anything with them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's just so sweet of her. And so, but I'll have to show them to you because they're really cool. They work really well on black too, Julie. That was the thing. I only bought just the brush tips because, like I said, I have the other kind. So let's see. Is this gonna? I need to probably come back out just a little bit. Where is my cursor gets disappeared here for some reason? That and the fact that I can't see it. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. Don't know what I'm going to do, but I dug this stuff out of my scrap drawer. Okay. It's just stuff. I just dug some stuff out of my scrap drawer. Well, that's kind of pretty with those colors. So let's see what we can do with this. Yeah, they only come in brush tip and bullet tip, Julie. That's the only 2 tips they come in. And the Posca pens are a bullet tip. So now you are supposed to shake the bullet tip ones, I think. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I think I usually give anything I'm using a little shake just to be sure that it's doing what I want it to do. Okay, I got 2 empty pages there. One right there. Just kind of looking at what's empty where. I think I'll work right there. For one, see, I pulled these out of my drawer without finding a page, and they kind of go on that page. So we'll work on that one. Okay, Peg, have fun. Thanks for coming by. All right, this is, I think it's going to stay open enough to work on. I cooked last night a huge pile of vegetables, and I cooked a couple of days before that, so I have enough leftovers. I don't have to do dinner tonight. That, and Brandon just probably got up just recently, so he's probably having his breakfast now. So of course he has a tendency to, he's never eaten when normal people normally eat. He's always eaten at odd times, and that's when he's hungry. So the ones you have are bullet tips. Yeah. Hi, Sharon. I'm getting ready to do my little journal page. I pulled these out thinking I might do some kind of little what do I want to say? I might do some kind of little notepad or something with them. I'm not sure yet. These were in my drawer. I thought this was kind of interesting. It's just a piece of plastic. I really like this piece of paper. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. Well, I tried to be back last week, Sharon, and it just didn't work. Not sure why the internet had to be down, but it was. If I make a pocket, I could make a pad of paper that went in there. Well, that's kind of fun. Kind of like that. Okay, first let's cut off this piece off the bottom. Oh, bother. Oh, there it is. Okay. I will show you one of the things I got while I was on my trip. My poor bottle has got almost got like little cracks in it. It's not just dirty. It's like the plastic is kind of wearing. So while I was in Elkhart, I went to a store and they had glitter glue, and so I bought a new bottle. When this one's empty, I'll open that one. But you know, I refill my bottles all the time, so it says here requires no shaking. Ah, okay. Well, you know, it might not require it, but a lot of times I just do it. That's just okay. Let's see here. Where'd my little piece go? Oh no. Oh, bother. Yeah, if you keep in the habit, then you'll remember to shake your Posca pins. That's true. And like I said, I really like what they do over black. That's another thing about it. I really like what they do over black. Okay, so here's another problem. My stapler's not here. Aha. Yes. And I was looking everywhere for this yesterday, so you know. We'll see how bad this is. I haven't used it in a couple weeks, so. We had fun. We shopped. We saw things. Okay. I'm not sure if I need to put an image on that or not, but I'm thinking it should have something maybe stamped on it. Like I said, we did do Zion and Bryce Canyon, which we had left those parks in the past when we were out there, not done them because of how crowded they get. I prefer the parks that are a lot less crowded. We went through the gate at Arches National Park, like at 7:15 in the morning, I think, or 6:45, something like that, so that we would be in and out before it got terrible crowded. Now we had been to Arches before, but our friends had not, so we did that. We in southern Utah, there's this place called the Comb, and there's like a 23-mile drive up one side, and then you drive back down the other, and it's just a dirt road. Stamp a little bird flying. Yes, I was thinking about a little bird. Uh-huh. I do and do. Yeah, the white ones are not as they don't cover quite as well as the Poscas. Yeah, I'm thinking a little bird might be because it kind of looks like a bird house. So I was thinking a little bird too. And it seems to me I actually have a brand new little bird somewhere, but I don't know. Let's see what I can find. I'm probably going to have to go get something on the other side of the room because I've got no birds on this one. Oh, there's a little bird. He's not flying. Okay, there's actually two little birds. Let me go. I'll be right back, guys. Okay. Ouch. I think there's a little bird in one of these stamp sets. Oh dear. So give me a second to look and see. Dragonflies. Oh, yeah, I forgot. They're in here double, so I'll probably have to turn this around and look at the back side. Okay. That bird may be too big. And the next question is, where are my ink pads? Oh, dear. Yeah, these are too big. So I guess I need to use one of these. No, I don't like that though. I'm thinking maybe I'll use if I put it like that, it'll be like he's peeking out of there. I need a... Oh, heck, where are they? There it is. What do I have? Like I said, my ink pads are not right here. They're... almost gone. Oh. Lisa come in? Hi, Lisa. How are you doing today? Okay. This will work. That's walnut stain. My archival pads are still in boxes where I haven't gotten things taken care of yet. Okay, this doesn't want to open. Okay. Scrap paper. This will do. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to be off the frame. Well, I'm glad you're here, Lisa. Okay. At least I kind of knew where they were. How about that? Which way are these going in? Oh, okay. My brain's not always thinking. Okay. Okay, there's that part. That much is done. I'm not real happy with the with those, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I was thinking about doing a little notepad that went in there. Oh, I know what I could do to make myself happier with that. Yeah. That's cute. Okay. I'm going to make it even look more like a birdhouse. Okay, we need to, I need a couple, it's too hard to play with it on there, so. Okay, so it needs to cut. That works. I'm glad you liked it. Oh, don't slide. It's on that plastic, so it didn't dry as fast as it normally would. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, now I want to make this into a little notepad that sticks in there, but we need to decorate it a little bit somehow. So, okay, that and the notepad needs to be decorated too, since we used birds. Let's just do some little birds. We'll take these tiny birds. Maybe I should make every page different. How's that sound? Birds and a flower, a tiny dragonfly. Okay, how many pages do I have? Yeah, I like it. I think I think it's coming out really kind of cool. I like this little piece of plastic for some reason. Just Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 5. Okay, I have 2 birds. A dragonfly. Flower. Oh, I like this flower. Okay. Well, thank you, Julie. It's good to see all of you, too. Just okay, that's I mean, I could have put the birds on all of them, but I just sort of thought it would be kind of fun to have different things. So, now then, these need to be cleaned off. Let's see here. I'm just stamping them on some scrap paper that's over here on the side, just so you know. They are cute, Julie. They were a gift. I believe I have since seen them at Michael's. But I had seen them, somebody used them, and I thought they were so cute, and they're little. I don't know if the packaging is gone. Let's see if it says Recollections. So it definitely is a Michael's product. It's Recollections wood stamp set, 20 pieces. I like them because they're so tiny. And they're all things that I would use. You know, they're bugs, they're butterflies, they're flowers, they're little leaves. I use this set a lot. It stays, in my other stamps are across the room or in the other room. These stay right here with me so that I can get them and use them. Okay, so now that's going to end up in there like that. But it needs to have some kind of thing to make it a paper pad, which I pulled this out thinking that maybe that would work. It's kind of deep. I probably ought to trim it off. Although if I put it up a little higher, it would kind of stick out the top, which I kind of like. I wonder. Maybe this one. That may be too big. Yeah, it's kind of big. I don't know if this will punch. Have to see. Yes, it did. Yay. Okay, I didn't like that. Okay. Okay. Lisa gave me these, but I don't like that color. So I'm wondering if I have one that I like better. Oh dear, okay. Is that not down? Those things aren't in here. Okay, that's where they're at. Oh, I just can't get in the drawer. I have so much stuff in here, guys, that I can't get into my drawers. Okay, that one matches so much better. Okay, so what we're going to do is first we're going to staple this. We were, except the stapler got up and left. You know how that goes. You Facebook group and Lisa's Facebook group posted something made out of one of those machines. You know what, Julie? I saw that this morning. I haven't had a chance to really look at it. I just saw it. I have had almost no time this last week. It's crazy time. Oh, that's good enough. Two staples is good enough. I just didn't get a chance to really look at it. I think we're going to put a strip of that gold. I had it. There it is. I think we're going to put a strip of this just because, to make it kind of tie together. Wish I had my other scissors, but who knows where they're at. You know what also might tie it together is this. Let's see what that does. I like that better. Okay, Lisa. I have to find my house. My studio's an absolute mess. My laundry room's a mess. The the living room is now a storage unit. Um, it's getting kind of ridiculous. And we came home. When we left, they were working on our water, and they had, oh, it was awful. Um, they kept shutting our water off and on, and they wouldn't tell us that they were doing it. So we were like, all of a sudden, we wouldn't have any water. Well, while we were gone, they didn't even tell Brandon that they had some kind of main leak, I guess. Anyways, he came home, turned on the kitchen faucet, and mud came out. And they didn't even tell us that we had to boil water notice. He didn't know anything about it. But of course he didn't drink the water, but I mean mud. I mean flat out mud came out. He sent us a video of it. He had to take the faucet apart. Well, our main bathroom is in the same basic mess because he hasn't used it that much. He has a bathroom in his bedroom, so he doesn't use our bathroom that much. And because of it, our faucets in the bathroom are all leaking. So Jeff's going to have that to deal with. And but I mean, we've had so much other stuff going on, and it takes Jeff an hour and a half every day to go over to his dad's, make sure his dad took his pills. And okay, tell me why that won't open. Is there a seal on it? Yes. Okay. I got these little diamond thingies. So did Lisa when we were when Hobby Lobby was clearancing them, and they make cute little flower centers and little decorations and stuff. Little bling, but yeah, not too blingy. Anyway, so Jeff's going to have to deal with that. And of course, it's rained every day, so getting the camper unloaded has been kind of a. He worked so hard yesterday, I think that's what gave him a headache today. Okay, let's see if it'll open now. Okay, come on. Get off my. I've got sticky stuff on my fingers. There's some more right there. Wrong thing. Didn't know it was going to take forever to be able to put 3 little blingy things on this card. I guess it's good they don't come open easy because they are tiny little pieces of stuff, but this is getting annoying. There we go. Okay. Don't poke yourself. Yes, thank you, Julie. Yeah, because that thing's pointy. It is definitely pointy. Okay, let's see if we can just pick one up from in there and not have to get them out. Nope. Okay, so they're all upside down, of course. There we go. And my eyes aren't working so good, so getting them is. There we go. Sorry if my head's in the way. Excuse me. Yes, Lisa, that's what they are. They're diamond, whatever you call those drills. Is that what your diamond dots? Um, I bought them because I think they're cute on, um, just like this. Um, the other thing that I have gotten in the past that I think is really fun is these came from Dollar Tree, and they're nail gems. So they're just tiny little. This one's all flowers, and this one's just silverbacked stuff. There are some beads in there too, but for $1.25, they're pretty cheap little glitzy things. Yes, and that's the thing. I was using the extras from something I did, and then Hobby Lobby put these on sale, and I went and got a few colors. By the time I got there was no yellow ones though, so Lisa got me some yellow ones and sent them and gave them to me when we were there. So I think that's the end of my page. I think I like it just like that. Ta-da! I've made a huge mess though. One of the things I don't like though is the staples on the back of here, so I'm going to do something about that. I haven't decided exactly what, but okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a piece of the gold of this. I'll just put a piece of gold washi tape. Why I can't think, I don't know. Back there. I really dislike staples sticking out of things. No words this time. Nope, no words. Probably could put some words somewhere, I guess. Wonder what kind of words I have, but I think maybe not. Come on, stick down. There we go. Yeah, you got to be careful about sparkly things and make sure that they're flat on the back because otherwise it don't work well in your journal. What kind of word do I have? What do I have? Let's see. I got some stamps right here. Does any of them have words? Let's see. That one has words. What does it say? Does this have words? Yeah. Thanks, guys. I'm just looking to see what I have in the way of words. I was thinking maybe I had a stamp with words that I liked. I mean, I could make up a word, but with letters, I mean. Oh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to stamp on the back of that. Oh, come on now. Don't be stuck in there. There we go. That's all right. They won't be where you see them anyways because they're going to be underneath. But I think these are perfect words. However, this stamp may not stamp very well, so. Let's try it out on some scrap paper. It has a spot in it that it does not want to ink, but there we go. That ought to work. Ta-da! Words. Maybe the flat, clear part is actually the back, and the gold or silver, whatever color, not flat part is the front. Could be. I've never seen them like that though. Usually the gold part is back, so that it is the back, so that it sparkles to the front. Come on now, you gotta go back in there. There we go. Okay, I am liking the new stamp idea I had, which is, this is cardstock, laminated cardstock. This is a half of a page protector. I have my clear stamps on both sides with plastic on them. I'm liking how this works. It works pretty good. I haven't sorted them by category yet, but I am liking how they work. Okay, it's done. Now then I have to date it, right? Oops, let's put this back. I have to clean up this mess. I've made a huge mess. What is the date today? July 6th. July 6th. And it all came out of my scrap drawer. So I'm pretty pleased with it. It came out pretty good. I was going to look to see if okay, my Sharpie markers are those Sharpie markers. That's not one. But they are in this bag. Just a minute. We're going to try coloring on one of the, Julie thought maybe these Sharpie markers would work better on the shrink plastic. Since I'm not prepared to shrink it, we won't know till next week. But at least they're there where we can color one of them with it. So let's see which ones we have left here. Do I have a brown? I don't know. I have a gray. Shoot. I don't know that I'm coloring a monkey. Julie just sent me a picture. Oh. Huh. Julie, I think you're right. They do look to be upside down. They're not normally like that. That's kind of really weird. But yeah, I mean, I'd be using them upside down because that's the only way to me that it seems like that they would work. Oh, shoot. My phone is just annoying. Let's color this one. It's a little seahorse. Let's go for sort of teals. I think we will shrink these next week. Oh, because what happens is to run the heat tool, I have to run an extension cord because I've used all my plugs over here, so I can't run my heat tool from right here. I will get it out and have it ready for next week. I also might try coloring one of these with pencils. You were disappointed? It means they're not as sparkly. That's the thing, because the metallic, it seems to be on the top. By the way, those of you not in chat that are here watching and listening, I'm really glad you're here. I'm glad to be here doing something besides chores, honestly. I will have to say that the new rig having a wash machine in it is really nice. I did not want a wash machine. And I was doing myself a disservice when we got the last one without a washing machine. Because when I got home the other day, yes, I had some dirty clothes, but I didn't have 2 weeks worth of dirty clothes. So it was very nice not to come in and have to have, a whole day of doing laundry. I did have to wash bed sheets and all of that mess, but I would have to do that plus. And the other thing is I was able to wash, everything except the blankets and whatnot if I wanted to in the camper. Oh, I didn't bring you guys back in tight. be able to see this better. So yeah, I do like having the wash machine in the camper now. I didn't think I would, but even when we were staying in a core park where we didn't have water at the site, because a lot of Corps of Engineers parks do not have water. They have power at the sites, but not water. And they have centrally located faucets that you can fill up your water tanks and then go to your site. So they don't have water and sewer. But as long as we were only there, 3 or 4 or 5 days, I could actually do my laundry there because I didn't have a full tank in the gray water tank. I was able to do loads of laundry, one load of laundry right before we left. Okay, that's not much different in color. I really wanted it to be darker. Huh. Let's pick it up and look at it on the other side. Okay, it's darker, just not a lot. Okay. But I didn't have 50 loads when we got home because I was able to keep it going. It also means you don't have to carry quite as many clothes, which means you don't clutter up your rig with clothes. Hold on a second, guys. Excuse me. Hi, Teresa. I'm so sorry. Teresa, there's shrink plastics. There's shrinky dink plastics. Let's see. I was cleaning up in the laundry room and found this box. And it was some kind of little kit. And if I don't use it, then it's got to go. So that's the plan this year. If I'm not using it, it needs to go away. So I need to find a color for his belly and a color for his top piece. I think his top piece is going to be purple. So it's neither tracing paper nor vellum. It is shrink plastic, and I meant to put. I had this underneath it, didn't I? And I did a couple at the beginning of the day today, and I did them with acrylic markers. And Julie mentioned she thought these Crayola paint markers might work, and I'm concerned about the acrylic paint, but it is going on thinner than I expected it to, so we will have to see how it works. Now, it needs a special belly, and I'm not sure. I think I'm pretty sure this orange is bright orange. Yeah. Don't like that. I guess we're going to make his belly yellow. Anyway, so I decided we would try one. We won't know until we shrink it in what it's going to be like. Sharon mentioned that colored pencils work really well, and that's what actually came in the package, was 4 little colored pencils. And something tells me if I did the butterfly, then I used markers because the 4 little colored pencils that were in there, none of them are lime green or pink. No, maybe they are. No, that one's red. Red, orange. So anyways, I thought maybe I would try one with colored markers or colored pencils. I'll have to try some shrink stuff from Dollarama. I will tell you that if these are already sanded. Okay, let me see if I can show you. See, nope. Okay, let's turn on the focus. Turn off the focus, whatever you want to call it. Exposure focus. Auto focus off. On. Okay. Okay. All right, you see how he's textured on that side, but he's shiny on that side? They have already sanded one side of this. So if it's shiny on both sides, the ink or whatever you're using doesn't stick as well. So you might want to do that. I actually got some plastics while we were on our trip that I'm hoping will let's see if this has enough colors in it to maybe do this frog. I'm hoping that it will work for shrink plastic. Don't know. Okay, let's get out some different greens because, you know, frogs are green. And it looks like I have 4 greens. That's the one thing about colored pencils. You've got more colors than I do in markers. So that if I, let's see what. So next week we'll look at I'll shrink them and we'll figure out which we like best. How's that sound? You can shade a little bit with the colored pencils too. That's another thing. I might like these better than I like the others. That's what I was thinking, Sherry, is to use them. Wait a minute. Who said that? Sorry, guys. My eyes are toast this afternoon again. Yes, I thought they would make really cute journal jewelry stuff, and that's probably why I got them. Who knows why I got them, but that's what I was thinking, though, is that they would make really cute journal jewelry. And I thought I might as well get them done, get them shrunk. Barbara's not here, but I mentioned doing a a die cut day? Lisa and I have talked about that before, and I have got to take the time and just do a whole day of die cutting. And Barbara said I should do it live, so we'll see. The problem with that is I can't really work the machine sitting down like this, so um, I don't know if that's going to work. Maybe I can set up the um, my phone or something on the dining room table. I'm not sure. And right now it can't because there's too much mess. Yeah, that's the thing. They will be shiny. That is something to consider. Well, I just don't think I can sit and die cut. In the past, I've always had to stand up to do it. Um, so that's my thought about it anyways. I'm just not sure how well that will work. But I'd like to have a whole mess of die cuts so that when I sat down to do something, they were all just done. That was my thought on it. Oh, well, that broke. Shouldn't push so hard. Oh, next problem is a pencil sharpener. Okay, I think. I don't remember. Hi. I could do some tea. How's your headache?
I'm kind of going. I'm not going to go out and try to do anything outside
Yeah, did our kid ever get up?
for a while. Now he's laying back in bed on his phone.
Oh, dear.
Down to bed to eat and then went and lay back down.
Did-
He was going to go out and work on a weed whacker, but he never got there yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hmm. I don't, for some reason, have a pencil sharpener. I know I have one. I just don't find it. It must be in something. I have everything else. Ah, there it is. Just didn't look far enough. X-Acto knife, yeah, I probably would have had that if I hadn't looked one more time. Thank you, Julie. Um, somewhere I have an electric pencil sharpener. You know, one that has a battery in it. Don't like it as well, but I got this. This will do fine. Thank you. Okay. My battery operated one is on my other table. Thank you, hon. I appreciate this. Um, autocorrect. Yeah. Yeah. Um, these little guys, and I don't remember. Okay, uh, there's letters on it. Just a minute. Let me get my other glasses. I bought this in Houston, and I will tell you, it's probably the best pencil sharpener I've ever owned. Uh, it is. They're made in Germany. This is extra blades right here on the side of it. Oh, shoot. Oh. Okay, you said you see it. Those are the best sharpeners. Yes, these little pencil sharpeners. Okay. Okay, let's see if you can read this. It's KUM. It's in a circle and like a. Okay, there you go. And they're made in Germany. And I honestly think I have a link on my. When I get off here today, there's a link on Amazon for them. I'm pretty sure. Um, it this is just the absolute best pencil sharpener ever. It really is. Um, they weren't horribly expensive. Like I said, I bought this one in Houston. Uh, my friend Jamie, APG Jamie, she took, she and Johnny, her husband, took us to an art supply store in Houston. Uh, one that was just amazing. It had all kinds of stuff. It was a lot of fun going there. Anyways, I bought that and I really liked it. Oh, shoot. Is everything working still, guys? Mine is made in Germany too. Yeah, Stedler, but no extra blades. Yeah, this one is made by KUM. Stedler probably. I mean, Stedler's a good company, so I'm sure they make a good one. Um, but I mean, it was just a couple of dollars, I think, and it was. It's really good when it comes to sharpening pencils, because honestly, it doesn't take much for one of these to break down inside, one of these uh, colored pencils. And when they break inside, they're hard to sharpen. So, but I do have a one that has a battery in it. My frog has mottled skin. So, food fairy arrived. Oh, okay. Mine was just the tooth fairy, the tea fairy. Um, it's been so hot, and Jeffrey was unloading stuff out of the camper yesterday, and it just got awful. He hasn't been out today, so but he said he had kind of a headache, so said it wasn't too bad now, but Coffee Fairy is still in bed. Uh-huh. Well, my tea fairy would like to stay in bed for a couple of days, I think, but he has to get up fairly early because we have to. Oh my gosh, next week we have appointments every single day for between ourselves and Jeff's dad and my mom. Because we were late getting home, everything got kind of piled up, and so this coming week is just. And Jeff had to go to the DMV last week. He spent 4 hours there, and he had an appointment. That's the worst of it all, is that you have an appointment, but you still end up spending so much time that you wonder why they can't. And then he was there, and half the staff, of course, went to lunch. Okay, one frog. And Sharon, I kind of like using the colored pencils. We'll see how they react. I'm going to maybe do the monkey with colored pencils too, because I'll bet you I have some browns and things in here that I don't have in markers. It's a black one. Might need that. That's kind of creamy brown. Okay, that's kind of a gold brown. I like that better, I think, than the creamy one. What color is this? Okay, that says it's Tuscan red. That's interesting. It might work for some highlights. What's this one? Oh, that's a purple. Okay. I'll go with those. Yes, Julie gets out of bed really early to oh, need to color on the creamy, on the what do you call it side, on the rough side. Oh, another thing I got to do while I was on this trip. And Alaska Lisa, you will be surprised who I got to see. Hadn't seen her in 40 years. That's what we figured out. Probably, well, close to 40 years anyways. Kathy Cox lives near Salt Lake City, and while we stayed south of Park City, which is on the other side of the mountains from Salt Lake City. But they met us in Park City. Kathy and her husband met us in a restaurant in Park City. So I got to spend an entire afternoon with my high school college best friend. Isn't that neat? Yeah. I mean, the only other time we were even anywhere near Salt Lake City was actually when we came to Oregon to see you. And so it was not, we didn't stop. We didn't stop long enough to visit them. So it was like, it was awesome. Her husband's awesome. We had a really good visit. We just had a really, really good visit, which was fun. Made it till around 4. Wow. I usually have to get up about 5 o'clock, but then I can go right back to bed. Don't necessarily go back to sleep, but I do go back to bed. I think we'll put a little bit of this all the way up. And then we'll come back and add some other. It would have been easier to go to Kathy's house and spend the afternoon than meeting in a restaurant, but the drive was going to be quite a long ways, and we were having Jeep trouble, so and they didn't mind meeting us, so that was really great. Um, the mountains, the passes in the mountains were still closed, so part of the roads to go over the mountains were not open yet, and because of that, we would have had to drive all the way around, and it would have taken, well, it took us about 35, 40 minutes to get where we met them, and then um, we would have been another 45 minutes or so going to their place. Oh, Julie, I'm sorry. And do you have to go to work today? I did, however, lose about 5.5 pounds on this trip. So says the doctor, because I had to go in for my annual this last week. I usually do. We're usually, hiking and stuff like that. So I usually lose some weight. We found these cool new belts due to our friend that's been camping with us. Um, they're called Mission belts, and they have uh, not tomorrow either. Yay! They have a ratchet system for the buckle instead of holes, which makes it really nice because um, I'm constantly on a trip having to put new holes in my belts, and that's kind of a pain in the keister. So anyways, we found two or three of them at thrift stores, and then while we were in Elkhart, we found some knockoff buckles that fit belts. So we've got some extra. We had some extra belts, so it was nice to find extra buckles. So that's awesome, Lisa. Well, as much ice cream as we ate, I wouldn't have thought I'd have lost any weight at all, but apparently I did. I don't know what it was with the ice cream though, because when we're at home, I almost never buy ice cream, but Jeff kept wanting ice cream, so we ended up buying ice cream. He says it fits even if you've eaten a full dinner because it goes in all the nooks and crannies, so you can fit ice cream when you can't eat anything else. I'm like, oh, okay. Goal is another 15 by the end of the summer. Well, that's a good goal. I would definitely like to lose another 15, but if I can avoid the popcorn, I might. Okay, let's see. I got some black here that I want to kind of do a little shadow. Okay, there's the monkey. Have popcorn without the butter. There is no reason to eat popcorn. If you don't think that, if you have to go without butter, then you might as well not eat popcorn. That's the only reason to eat popcorn is to eat the butter and the salt. So that's my goal in life is to be able to give up butter, but that's not going to happen. Guys, my throat is dry and I drown my popcorn. Yes, I do. I drown my popcorn. Um, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I'm going to tell you. There's several things that the only reason to eat them is butter. Potatoes are one. If there's no reason to eat a potato unless you put butter on it. Popcorn. There's no reason to eat popcorn unless there's butter on it. Bread. No reason to eat bread unless there's butter on it. Period. That's just the way those things are. If you're not going to eat crackers, yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe some little cream cheese on some crackers would be good. But nope, nope. The only reason to eat those other three things is to eat the butter. So, and yes, real butter, not pretend butter. I have discovered that popcorn without butter with a bit of salt is really nice. Yeah, I like mine drowned. I think Jeff uses a whole stick every time he makes popcorn for us. Corn on the cob. Oh, that's true, Sharon. Corn on the cob is also no good unless there's butter on it. I mean, if you can't butter your corn on the cob, then it's not worth eating. So, guys, I'm gonna go. I hope to be here every Sunday at 1:30. I also hope to start doing some tutorials again, video wise. I'm not gonna promise anything because the way things have gone this last 2 weeks. And I am sorry about not being here last Sunday, but I had every intention of being here. And I had the table cleaned up, I had the computer hooked up, and got up Sunday morning and had no internet. And it did not come back until um, about 4:30 in the afternoon. So uh, thank you all for being here. And like I said, I've done 2 sessions of the thrift store haul stuff, but remember we were gone for 3 months, so I have a lot of thrift store stuff. So there will be another one. I know that there will be another one. I want to thank you all for being here and have fun. See you next Sunday. Bye-bye. Yeah, Julie, I did need we've just been, sorting things out, trying to get done. You guys all have a wonderful afternoon.